Good morning, good evening, depends where you are. I'm Irene Wong, your host for Everything Ballroom. Our goal is to help ballroom dancers to have a wonderful journey. If you like what we are doing, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Click the little bell button so when we have a new stuff, you're going to be notified. So today I'm so excited to have two fast rising star with us, and together they only be together competing just for 2 years and they have already earned multiple US and world titles. And that is unheard of. Their achievement including 2024 Open World Invitation Cabaret Champions, Open British Blackpool Dance Festival Vice Champions, a World Master Champions, Heritage Classic Champions, and many, many more champions. How do they do it? And maybe we can get some insights and so we can learn and build out our dancing journey as well. Without further ado, let me bring out today our guests, Anthony Kantin and Olivia Card. Thank you, thank you. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate that.
We're happy to be here.
Great. Before we start, let's start with something gentle and then say, and how do you guys find each other and decide to partner together?
So I started teaching at Tony's studio. I was dancing with someone, he was dancing with someone, and I'd come into the studio early, I'd start stretching, and then I watched them start working on lifts, and I started just butting my way in, really. Like, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? And I ended up kind of coaching. They didn't ask me to, but I did.
It was all helpful things.
And shortly after that, we ended up partnerless. Both of our partners went on to do different things, moved. She joined the army.
Yeah.
So we ended up kind of just free at the same time, and it was like, well, I was already teaching you how to do lifts, so let me teach you some more. And I was like, hey, why don't we try this, why don't we try that? And he's like, you want me to do what? You want me to put you in the air? You want me to hold you in the air with one hand? I'm like, yeah, that's normal.
Where's your helmet? Where's your water wings?
Yeah, he wanted me padded up like a sumo wrestler, like full padding. But and then yeah, we kept learning new lifts, new tricks, and then eventually it was like, let's put a routine together. We've got time. Let's do it. So that
Wow.
and then just spiraled from there.
My goodness. So you can see on the backgrounds that you're gonna dance and all the lifts. So you actually that is a thing that we say when you see some good teacher or good partners, go for it. As me, I'm watching my partner is from the competition dance process. I danced with John last time, and then I said I want him. So that's how we started our relationship as well. So you show a good thing is that hey, connect and try and it meant to be, I guess, because both at the
Yeah.
same time
Yeah.
without partner and it totally meant to be. So you guys do amazing on that. So Anthony, and then you seems to be and say, hey, taking the advantage and take the chance, sounds like, and then now you guys become the champions.
Well, I think for us, it's the mindset of like continuously striving, and we've just built healthy habits of just continuous work every day, and whether we feel like it or not, but usually we feel like it. And I mean, Olivia is extremely easy to work with, and just the aggregate effect of all those hours turns into like I guess like a great product, which you zoom out and it's like, wow, I can't believe we came this far in this amount of time. But it was just like a lot of work, and
We're both in the way of no matter what we're doing, we're gonna do it 100%. You
Yeah.
know, however much time it takes, however much work it takes, we're gonna do that if that's what we're dedicated to doing. And right now, that's what cabaret is, and what rhythm is, and what our competitive career is it's that thing that we're just gonna do to the best of our ability and go as far as we can with it.
That's already a champion mindset. that we have learned, right? Go for it and then do it with 100%. Wonderful. So now with such a short time, you talked about the key success is your mindset, and you already achieved so much in 2 years. Have you set a goal for the next 3 years? So, what is your going?
I guess for us, there's still like a lot of events we haven't won that, of course, we'd like to win. But I think we just come at this with such like a humble perspective of, to us, I don't know if well, to me, it doesn't really like champion or not. That doesn't really matter. I know we're not where we'd like to be yet as far as what we're capable of. And I think that's what we're striving for.
We just want to do as much as we can, like whatever that means.
Correct.
It's so hard to answer that question with like such a specific goal, because everything we've done so far has been unexpected. We didn't plan anything. We've just tried everything, and we've done well, and that's been really amazing. But it was never the plan, really. So right now we just want to work as hard as we can and go as far as we can, and whatever that ends up being, it ends up being, and that's, we'd be happy with that.
So another mindset training for us. So when I started, I always say, oh, I want to be, I need to be winning, whatever in Ohio, with the top 6 or whatever, right? So we set a goal. But for you guys, is it try your best, whatever it take you. And so actually, I have learned along the way is that focus on self, and then, you will get the best effort. That's what you deserve, and then that's what you are. So that is a champions. I noticed that is more of that mindset for it as well. Any other recommendation for a pro-am dancers like us, and then how to achieve, higher ground for you?
I think it's best to look inward than outward for me. If you just focus on yourself, focus what your strengths are and what your strengths are not, and obviously work on those that are not, and just work on yourself. I think if you look at other people like, oh, I really want to beat that person, you're never going to, because you're never gonna see what you need to do that. So I think look inward, not outward, would be my advice to anyone.
And I would just say it's consistency of building really great habits of working on the sub parts of dancing that are important for the style of dancing that you're doing. So I mean, like if you zoom out and look at the whole thing, sometimes that looks impossible. But if you're like, oh, I just need to work on my spot turns, or I just need to work on like this thing, and just do that 10,000 times, before you know it, like everything is better.
Also quite interesting. So because I always tell my teacher I suck in turning. And then he's like, go do it. Right. So, and just keep doing that. So when we know what we are not good at, just focus on one thing to improve that things that you are not good at. And how
Sure.
do you know which part is you're good at? How do you find your strengths and then work on it? Or you are trusting your teacher to advise on you, or what as a pro-am dancer? So how can we, work with the teacher to move along what you have suggested?
I think it is in your teachers, or for us, our coaches, to tell you what you are and are not good at,
But I would say, like, you probably know, like, if you see a video of your dancing and you're like, oh my God, like, what's not working well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, I really need to work on my posture. Oh, I really need to work on looking up. Like, you can see that from a video of your dancing, and you can work on that. So yeah, a coach helps to like maybe like fine tune the things that maybe aren't as captain obvious, but like the captain obvious things you'll be able to see right away.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one thing I hate watching my video. Every
Oh,
time
yeah.
I watch my video.
We're the worst.
But yeah, so but like what you said, we should, watch our video and take a look, and then find one or two things that constantly we can improve, and work with the teacher to improve it. So that is a very good thing. So while we were talking about watching videos, and I saw one of the video you practice in the water. Is it a trick or benefit doing that? Why you do that?
So for lifting, there's obviously some safety precautions sometimes. When you're on the ground, if I were to fall or if we were to do something wrong, it can be very scary. But when you're in the water, you know, you can fall, he can throw me off to the side. It doesn't matter, you know, it's very safe. So that's the benefit of using a pool, or we've gone in the ocean even, and
Oh my
that
gosh.
was incredibly hard, but we've done that too. The downside is I'm twice as heavy because the water resistance to get off the ground makes it much harder and makes it heavier because he's not only lifting my weight but the water weight and as well. So that's what makes it harder, but it makes it safer if we're trying something new or if we're just wanting to mess around with something and figure out if it's going to work or not.
And it's fun.
And it's fun, and we get lots of attention at the pool.
Wonderful, wonderful. We saw that your, in those lift is so amazing. So it's just wonderful. So I want to go start, we just talked about cabaret or, and you did mention that actually instead of just go dive into cabaret as a pro-am student, and maybe a showdown is an easy route. So, anything else that you would like to share with student like me? I always want to try, or doing cabaret, and what do you suggest?
So we've worked with a handful of people that wanted to start learning how to lift or just, you know, had no prior lifting knowledge. And I think for me, speaking to the ladies would be the biggest enemy in lifting is fear. If you get scared, it's hard. It's hard to do anything if you're scared of it. So I think you have to obviously have a teacher, have a partner that you're very comfortable with, and you really have to trust each other, and you have to go in confidently. So you have to, it's a mentality. You have to set your mind first that you're not afraid, you're not going to fall, nothing bad's going to happen. You just got to go for it. And that's the best thing you can do, because if you try and do lifting half or you can't halfway lift. You have to do it or not do it. So I think that would be my advice, is like really know that you're going to be brave and that you're going to go up and you're going to do great things.
So, okay, what, for us, right? I feel I'm not that flexible yet. Maybe we need to work around that. And of course, we are afraid, of course, and then we are not young anymore. So, and what do you feel that we can work on to get started?
You don't have to be super flexible. Obviously some lifts, yes, but in general, no. You don't.
Being able to hold yourself, of course,
Yeah,
would be the most important.
it's just holding yourself. Yeah, you want to be like we reference quite a bit. Like he lifts weights at the gym, and when he's lifting me, I want to be as much like a bar as I can be, a solid surface for him to lift. Because if I'm squirming or I'm moving or I'm not holding myself and I'm slouched or anything like that, it's going to be very difficult to lift a moving. You know, we've all picked up a kid that was squirming, and that's really difficult, right? But if you pick up a solid object, that's easier. So as the one in the air, you want to try and be as solid as you can be in whatever position. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Whatever position it may be, you just want to be as solid as possible there.
Interesting. Never thought of that. I thought you need to be very flexible, stretch, all kind of thing. But instead, we just need to hold. So it's like I heard that it's a core work, right? Working on the core.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any exercise or suggestions that we can be work on?
It's so hard because it's such a unique thing, you know, to be in the air. But things like honestly, planks are great.
Yeah.
You know, just holding yourself in a solid, firm position. Or like Superman's, where you lay on your belly and you lift up your legs and your arms off the ground and hold it as long as you can. if you've seen the Dirty Dancing movie or the Dirty Dancing lift, the iconic in the water scene, that's pretty much what she's doing as a Superman. A little bit prettier, but that's essentially what it is.
It sounds so easy. I already
It's easy,
afraid.
but you just got to do it a lot.
Yeah, it takes, once you find it, it's not that hard.
Yeah, just take discipline.
So, for us, right? So, how we started is start with the music. If I decided, for example, to go for it, do we start with finding a music? Because I see, the show dance or the cabaret is one piece of music, right? So you do recommend us to maybe start with show dance. So because there's a less lift to ease into cabaret, right? So it is start with a piece of music, or how do you recommend us to start?
Well, like I would find finding a teacher is very important. But yeah, finding a song that you're comfortable listening to 10,000 times is going to help because you will be listening to it more than you'd like to listen to anything. But yeah, find something that moves you, that you're inspired to move to. I think that's most important. And you'll have people that you hear lots of opinions about your song. I love it. I hate it. As long as you love it, really, that's the most important thing.
Great. So that's great. So I'm hoping, I'm gonna start. And then you mentioned about finding the teachers, right? So should I only find a teacher with cabaret experience to start the show dance, or I could go to any teacher to start a show dance and then find a cabaret teacher to how do I from a teacher standpoint, what do you suggest to
Honestly,
start?
a lot. I think most teachers I've ever worked with have done showcases or show numbers that have had lifts. Very rarely, every so often, there's someone who doesn't want to lift, and But I think for the most part, people are most teachers are open to doing some. But if you really want to go like full on cabaret, you want a whole routine where you're barely touching the ground, then yes, you need someone who's wants to do that and experienced in that, or they want to learn with you, whichever it may be. But it's a lot on both parties, even if you could be the biggest, strongest guy, it's still a lot of work. Even an hour long lesson, he's lifting a person for an hour. That's a lot. So you need someone who's wants to do it, who's gonna enjoy it and put the time into it.
That's great.
That is, how about you, Anthony? Any recommendation from your side?
I guess if your goal is cabaret, I might even venture doing the show dance with a cabaret person. That way you have built a connection with somebody, that you're building trust in those couple lifts that you're doing in show dance. That way when you go from 3 to 5 lifts, you already can trust this person rather than starting over. So that's kind of where I would lean towards for sure.
It takes a long time to have that bond with someone that you can trust them with anything. Even for us,
Yeah.
some of the lifts that we started doing at the beginning, I knew how to do them, he knew how to do them, but when we did them together, they were okay. But now we do them and it's like, why did we struggle with this? Why was this so hard? Now it's so easy. You have to, you're essentially trusting someone with your life, kind of. You're very much, in my case, I do quite a bit, but you're trusting someone to hold you and protect you. And I know that if something were to go incredibly wrong in any of our things, I'm not hitting the ground. I know that.
And a teacher also is trusting their career with you, so that you can hold yourself correctly, because an injury, I mean, is the worst thing for
A dance teacher.
for a dance teacher. So it's trust on both ends, but
Yeah, it's more of a bond, I think, than people realize. You really you really want to know each other and trust each other, and it's kind of an adventure that you go on with that person.
Wow, this is such a things, right? Trusting each other, the partnership. So, we always talk about ballroom dancing is about partnership already, right? But this is to the next level, from what I can hear. And so it's also, for me, I didn't understand the show dance and cabaret's difference. Now you explains very well. It says show dance is just have three lift off the ground, and then cabaret most of the time your feet will be off the ground on the top. So I think you're right. So for any pro am dancers like me, maybe we ease in with three lifts first, and then go on and then more of that. So that's amazing. I can't wait. So I need to get myself prepared to do cabaret because I do other stuff, never done one before, not cabaret yet. So show dance first and then go to cabaret. Thank you so much. In any other things that you want to share with our audiences?
I think just that we're super excited and grateful to be where we are right now, and that we get to be on this show with you, and that we get to, I think for the people watching this, we see them almost every weekend. We're somewhere every weekend. We're traveling everywhere, and we're just really, really enjoying this part of life that we're in right now, where we love competing. We're very blessed right now, and we're getting to do shows, and that's been amazing. That's been so fun. We just get to go and dance and do what we love, and it's and travel at the same time. We're just so happy and excited to be on this journey that we're on, and we're very grateful to everyone that's around us and that's helped us to make this happen, and it's really exciting. We're excited.
Well, you, Anthony.
I mean, the same. Like I've always wanted to be able to travel and dance, and this kind of allows me to do both. And these last 2 years, I mean, we've had our passports stamped countless of times. We're just in. I can't even remember. Like I wake up and I'm like, what city am I in? What time zone am I in? It's a crazy life that like I've always wanted, and now that it's here, I'm just extremely humbled and like. I guess like in the beginning, you do the hard work, not knowing if there's any payoff. And for me, it took a while and a lot of hard work with very slow gains. And then like it really just kind of all exploded in the last 2 years. And it's been crazy. And really, I haven't even processed it yet. Like it's just happened so fast that like people are like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I'm like, who? Us? I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I mean, it's a crazy thing. But for me, I just have the blinders on and I'm just putting in the work every day. And I love that aspect of it too.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think it's the love that bring us together and then bring us the joy. And you guys perform, with passion and love. That's what we want to see. And thank you so much for showing us how to get started in this journey. And congratulations for your wonderful journey already. And I can't
Thank
wait to see you ahead. And maybe, everything ballroom, we can work out some a sponsorship and things like that together as well. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Thank
Again,
you.
thank you for the audience and subscribe to